All right, so I thought I'd just run through how to use self-driving from the beginning. So I just go to navigation, put in my destination. It's calculating that path now. And then really I'm gonna move over to this view so you can see better. And just double push down on the gear shift. And we're on our way. So it starts at the stop sign, it stops at the stop sign. You see this line here, this blue line, horizontal. That's indicating how far the car will pull up for visibility. Then there's nothing coming, and it goes. This is an area where I think it works really well, but it's impressive that it does, because it's a road in a development with no lane markings. You can see there's no yellow lines or white lines on the side. And it's just going through, navigating based on the vision data that's collecting from the cameras circling the car. It's processing all of that. There's the man on a bike, caught that person right there. So this visual representation of what the car is seeing is important understanding. See, it picks up these trash cans here. And it swerves a little bit to the side to get out of the way of them. Not a good chance to see how it represents cars right now, but as we get onto another street, you'll see that when it picks up there. And you can see it's creating its own yellow line in the middle of the road for itself to take a portion of the road as it drives. There are not actually any markings there. You can see there's a trash can up here, and you can see that represented here. So it moves to the side for them. You see me touching the steering wheel periodically. That's I get a message that says to put some pressure on the wheel, just so it knows that someone's attentive and paying attention. There's a car, so you stay to the right for that. This turn that I'm coming up to, if you've watched any of my other videos, is historically where I have to disengage self-driving. A lot of times it's worse when I'm turning left, but in this case we'll be turning right. You can see the signal's on, it's going to stop, it's going to creep forward for visibility. I'm going to touch it for a second because it's reminding me there's really bad visibility here. There's also a guy on a bike right there. I probably would not have gone right then. There's a car. It's okay, obviously. You didn't just see me get rear-ended, so obviously it's all right. But there is a car right behind me. That turn just has really bad visibility, and I don't know how Tesla's going to solve for that moving forward, because obviously there's lots of streets with very bad visibility. To me, the solution is have that horizontal bar to where it creeps forward for visibility. I think it just needs to be moved up in that location. The problem with that is I would imagine that is a very manual process on the back end. I don't think the car is able to train itself on that. I could be wrong, maybe it is. But you see it says apply slight force to the steering wheel. Again, that's just to make sure that you're paying attention. You can see these cars that we're passing being represented here on the screen. Some look like small cars, some are trucks, some are SUVs. It picks up bicycles, motorcycles, pedestrians will show up on there. Somebody mentioned dogs. I have not seen dogs. Or actually, maybe now I'm questioning that. I'm not sure if I have. There's a lot of deer around where I live, and they do come up. And I have seen the cars move around and avoid a deer. I haven't had any really close calls with that. But that's a tough one for humans too. I think the future of self-driving is great, because as this progresses and gets better and trains itself on better data, the car pulled out here and we're adjusting speed, slowing down. That went well. In the future, there's no doubt that this car will be safer than with driving itself than with a human driving it. I have my field of vision and I have mirrors The car has cameras surrounding it, and it's always monitoring the sides, the back, the front. So as the neural network gets better, it's able to react better to situations, but it's always going to be more aware of its surroundings than a human would be. So it put on a left signal here. Not really needed. I've seen it do that there before. If I was turning right, that would be confusing because it would put on that left signal and then a right to get over, which would be confusing to the driver behind you. You can see all these cars here. There must be 50 of them on the screen at this time. There's some in a parking lot of a shopping center over there. These cars in line, some more in a parking lot, and all the ones around us. You can see the system is recognizing the brake lights on the car in front of me, as well as the turn signal, which is actually, that's interesting because it is showing a left turn signal on the car in front of me, but it does not have a turn signal on. That's the first time I've seen that. That's interesting. You can also see the red lights are showing red right now. It'll recognize when they turn green. Obviously necessary if you're having autonomous driving, but still pretty cool. Now that is no longer showing a turn signal on the car in front of me. It's interesting. All right, lights are green. It shows here they're green. Car starts to go. It's reminding me again to apply force to the steering wheel, just so it knows somebody's paying attention. Pretty straightforward on a road like this that does have lane markings. It's going to read the street signs. You'll see them monitor there. The speed limit signs set 40 miles an hour. I have it set to go a percentage over the speed limit, so my max right now is 46. That speed limit says 45. It just recognized that and moved my max up to 52 miles an hour. And you can set that differential for speed limit in the settings for autopilot. And if you're new to Tesla, the autopilot settings, full self-driving, it's all in the same spot. But the car does not come with full self-driving. Autopilot, I believe, comes with the base model. And then you can add enhanced autopilot. And then above that, you can purchase full self-driving. And you can either purchase it when you buy the car, which is a crazy high price of $15,000, or you can pay monthly for it. If you don't have enhanced autopilot, it's $200 a month. If your car had enhanced autopilot already, then it's $99 a month for full self-driving. In the event that you have enhanced autopilot, I would suggest doing the $99 driving. I mean, that's $1,200 a year. So basically you have over a decade using it, and you can't currently transfer self-driving to another car, and most people don't keep their cars for 10 years. So I would say the monthly is the better value. The price of that's been pretty stable for a while. It seemed like for a long time it was jumping up and up and up. I think they've probably reached their ceiling with $15,000 for the price of full self-driving. Although Elon Musk talks often about how it'll be worth a lot more in the future with when the cars are fully autonomous. Talks about robo-taxis. You may have heard that, but basically your car, you could have it go be an Uber, basically. You're collecting money off of it, driving around, giving people rides. I'm not sure how many people will do that personally, but I think for sure there will be businesses that will do that. I'm sure Tesla will be having a fleet of them on the road that you can call, which is clearly a threat to Uber if it works. If it works and it works well and people feel safe and comfortable getting in a Tesla without someone in the driver's seat, I think it will eliminate Uber really quickly. But it's interesting that Uber recently purchased a fleet of Teslas, not in the US, I forget what country it was for, but I think they're clearly considering the same problems and thinking what happens when full autonomy comes. Alright, so we're stopped here. You can see again the visualization of all the cars and traffic signals. You could move this slightly. I don't know why you really would, but you can. and you can get some different views. Like here's a great example though. Right here there is a motorcycle. That's not in my field of view. It's also not in my mirrors if I look in any of the three. This is why I think these cars will be safer than humans. I'm not aware of it. It's seeing everything around at all times. So anyway, that's my quick demo of full self-driving. If you want to see some other videos, there's plenty on my channel. I post way too many of them. And there's some identified as things where full self-driving went wrong. You can take a look at those as well. They're pretty interesting too. But it's great to not have anything go wrong. Thanks for watching.